What's going on, guys? I'm Zach from the Lumios Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon. And today, we will be talking about everything wrong with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, which were, of course, the third generation games in the Pokemon franchise. Now, let me preface this with saying these are great games. These are probably one of the biggest games in terms of, like, when I see people say their favorite game. This one pops up a lot. I am not saying it's bad, but guess what? Your favorite Pokemon game has flaws, and guess what? My favorite Pokemon game has flaws too. That's the thing about video games. They're not perfect. Nothing is. Nothing's perfect. Except for me. No, I'm kidding. But we're jumping right in with this, so let's start with the first thing, and that is stupid villain teams. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Now, first, I want to say I absolutely praise these games for making the villain teams different between versions. That is a super cool touch, and then like the other team is still involved but are not evil in your version. That's really cool. And then in Emerald you have them both. That was a really neat detail, but they were stupid. They were absolutely stupid. You mean to tell me that your plan is to just drown the freaking earth? You're going to drown the earth, and then the other people, they just want humans to survive, so they're going to get rid of all the water. You know, that thing that you drink to survive, they're going to get rid of it. Absolutely stupid. I'm sorry. That was really dumb. And there are other villain teams that are dumb too, and we'll get to them down the line. But, you know, Team Rocket, they're basic. They're like, hey, we're going to capture this really cool thing. We're going to sell it on the black market. We're going to make money. We're going to have this whole organized crime thing. We're going to practically rule Kanto. And then you have these guys, and they're like, hey, what if we just killed everybody, including ourselves? I mean, I can't. I absolutely can't. Very stupid villain team plans. I love the designs of these. I mean, Team Aqua is like a bunch of pirates. I think that's really cool. But they're all stupid. They're so stupid. Okay, we're going to move to the next thing. So, and I've talked about this before. If you've seen my red and blue video, which of course you are welcome to check out if you haven't seen that, or you have seen my gold and silver video, which again you can check out if you haven't seen that, then you already know what I'm going to say, and that's that the gym leaders have no personality. Gym leaders are, in these early games of the Pokemon franchise, they are just these trainers that are given a special sprite and special music, and you battle them. They're not even special because they specialize in a type. We discussed in the last video that fishermen will use water types. And then, you know, even now in this game, the villain teams kind of more or less specialize in a type. You know, Magma kind of uses more fire types, and then Aqua uses more water types. So they're not that special. And so it would be nice if you're going to give these characters a special design and special music that plays when you're, you know, in their building or, you know, in battle with them. Then maybe give them some character, you know, maybe involve them in the story a little bit. And I felt like that wasn't done. I mean, you had Norman was your dad, and that was kind of cool. But to be honest with you, that's kind of all there was like, it was just like, hey, Norman's your dad. And that's it. Like, that was it. So, you know, I think that in Gen 3, we still see some work that needs to be done with these characters. We need to, I guess, flesh them out a little bit more and really see more to the character of them, and not just these special trainers you battle to get a badge. They should be less mysterious, and we should know a lot more about them, even if we don't watch the anime. Okay, moving on. So, another critique of mine is they locked one of their coolest Pokemon to the post-game, and that, of course, is Beldum. If you didn't know, you can't get Beldum until you have beaten the league, and then you will go back to Steven's house in Moss Deep City, and there will be a Pokeball on the counter and a little letter, and he's like, hey, here's a Beldum, and you get a Beldum. Woo! But I don't think that a game should be locking their new Pokemon to the post-game. I completely disagree with that. I just think that, you know, I bought the game for these Pokemon. I want to, or, you know, that was a large part of why I bought the game, and for some people, that is entirely why they bought the game. So I'd like to kind of use them in the story, especially something as cool as the Beldum line. I mean, you know, if they wanted to lock friggin' Spenda or Lunatone and Solrock to the post game, I'd have been fine with that. But you did Beldum. That's not cool. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me use Beldum now, please. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. Then, moving on to the last thing, that is that the rivals weren't really compelling. And now, hear me out. Wally has a really cool story, but I don't care to beat him, if that makes sense. I don't think a rival has to be mean to get you to want to beat them. So, you know, in the past we had Gary and Silver, who were these jerk rivals that, you know, just really got your blood boiling and you really wanted to defeat them in battle whenever you battled them. And they were mean rivals, and that was why. But I think that you can have non-mean rivals that you still kind of have a drive to beat, because there's like, you can feel the rivalry. I think the perfect example of this is Barry in Gym 4. He isn't a jerk, but you do kind of, you feel like he's like, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. And you're like, no, you're not. But Wally's over here like, you know, hey, you know, battle me. I'll probably lose. And then May is just kind of like, hey, want to have a battle, I guess? I mean, you know, they aren't compelling to beat. I don't beat May or beat Wally or Brendan, depending on which gender you're playing as. I don't beat them and then immediately go, ha, in your face, you smug person. Or, see, I told you I was better. I don't feel like I really won much there. It feels no different than battling other trainers on routes. And again, I don't think you have to be mean to capture that. I know a lot of people are like, hey, I'm sick of these types of rivals. And I don't like the overly friendly ones, but I don't think you have to be a jerk to make me want to beat you. And sorry, May / Brendan and Wally just didn't cut it for me. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald and their biggest flaws in the games. Again, they're great games, but in my opinion, all the Pokemon games are great games, and yet they all have serious flaws in each of them, and they differ, and some of them, they're a little bit similar, like the gym leader thing. But yeah, be sure to let me know what you think on this. Tell me why I'm wrong about these flaws, and tell me some stuff that you think was pretty flawed about Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald yourself. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We talk about all things Pokemon here. That includes Scarlet and Violet stuff, but it also does include more fun videos like this. Again, we did Red and Blue, and we did Gold and Silver, and we're going to keep going too. So be sure to, again, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Until next time, I will see all of you later.